Okay, sa school ako ngayon. So,
Hello, good morning!
Kasi nagtatrabaho kami ngayon for our yearbook. Drangan ba? Drangan stuff, di ba?
Tapos sa background team!
Gawin nga, gamer kasi ako. Bog ba? Gamer boy ba ako?
Tarangin gamer!
Okay, ito sequence ko na to. So, nasa school kami ngayon. Working sa Darangan yearbook. Working. I'll feature some of this stuff and then before I get right into the video. Diba? Power! Okay guys, roll the intro. Okay, tapos ng intro. So, nandito kami ngayon ng trabaho, of course, as usual, because we have to work for the... Work? Yeah, no, actually, work man talaga, pero, you know, work for the yearbook. Kasi kami daw yung staff, mga staffers. We are the people responsible for how great the how great the yearbook is. Best yearbook. So yun, kami we are the people na assigned to do the tasks. Itong friend ko dito sa kabila, ang job niya is he's a very good artist. Sila yung mag-drawing, sila yung conceptualize ng mga arts sa aming yearbook. Ganun yan. Tapos, habang ako naman, ako yung isa sa mga layout designers. Wow! So, layout designer ako. Kasama ko si Alex, which wala pa siya kumakain pa siya ng lunch. And then, okay, introduce ko naman mas kayo sa staff. Ito si Patrick, anong trabaho mo? Sorry.
Ang trabaho ko kay... Ano trabaho ko? Layout daw.
Ay, tatlong layout designers, di ba tayo?
Oy, ako nagawa ng Flyleaf YZ.
Kami yan. Kami yung naka-assign sa mga ganung bagay. Okay. Yes. AB sa akin. AB Flyleaf. Eto, wait lang. What, nakilala nyo to? Siya pala yung aming parang mama at the same time na vice president ng running na staff. Siya si Bea. Siya yung very, very loving na mudra namin. Siya take care sa amin. Bakit talaga? Hey, say hi. Ano? Guys! Oh my God, I can see my face. Guys, siya pala yung aming wait lang, dapat mukha ko nagtatrabaho. Officer in charge.
Yes, what do you need?
He's the one that's leading the team sa paggawa ng running
I
stuff.
am working.
Yes, he's working.
I'm working. Oh my God.
So, that's the guy, that's the head of all this. Bye, Ace. Wow! Transition-wise, perfect. So, nasa labas kami because we don't want to disturb the other people sa loob. And ang kasama ko hindi sa labas si Patrick and si Isaac. Yung people mentioned earlier sa earlier part ng video. So today, we're gonna be talking about the basics of the camera, especially exposure. So exposure refers to... Ay, jump cut naman tayo dun. Okay.
Jump cuts 101.
Okay. So, exposure. Exposure talks about the light or like how bright or how contrasty the photo is or something like that. So, for exposure, it has three main components. First one is aperture, the second one is shutter, and then the third one is ISO. Okay. Okay, so aperture. First thing in exposure is aperture. Aperture is the hole in your lens which the light passes through. So, just say for example, you have your f-stop around, let's say, I'll adjust it. Right. So I have my aperture right now at 10. You barely can see me. the hole in the lens that's controlling the light is very very small. So if I turn up the aperture back to 4.0, now you can see me because it's allowing much more light to come in.
Wow.
Oh, Isaac! It gets confusing for aperture because usually people think that the higher the number is, the better it is. But in aperture, the lower the number is, the better or shallow depth of field there is in your background. Depth of field refers to the blur, somewhere like, see, can you focus on my face, camera? Come on.
Focus on.
So, what the call phone? Okay, there we go. So, when I put my face closer, you can see the background is much more blurred than usual. If I go out far, we're both now in almost focused. So, that talks about the shallow depth of field in the camera, especially when you have your aperture, Zach, when you have your aperture the lowest. So let's say if you have a 50mm 1.8 lens and you put it on and take portraits, you could have a very blurred background, and you know the circle things that you see around. That's very good. It maybe it makes the photo look great. So always remember that.
Nightmare.
Hindi naman talaga. It's still content, pero I'm trying to teach people something, you know?
I'm trying to teach people something.
That's aperture. Yeah.
Next is shutter speed.
Lagyan ng audio.
Shutter speed.
Okay.
Yay!
So, okay, so after the light...
Kyle!
Hashtag ask Kyle.
Wait, pasalita tayo. Okay, so after the light enters the aperture, depending on how much your aperture, the shutter is there to filter it. So the shutter talks about how much light you let in to your camera sensor. So that it's divided into fractions of a second and more than 1 second.
Guest speaker gani ka.
Okay, before I continue, we have a guest speaker.
Hello.
This is Patrick
Hello.
Ramirez. Okay, so talk about what's shutter speed.
Uy, mahiya ako.
Ba't ka mahiya? Okay, what's shutter speed, Patrick?
Lagi na ko po para ako sa sarili. Gaya na dagan kong maikot na araw dili na. So, shutter speed. You know, the speed of the shutter. So, yan siya. Pwede mag-Tagalog. My God.
Tagalog ka eh.
Okay.
It's
So, di ba sabi niya kanina, shutter speed yung fraction of a second. So, pwede siya maging 1/100, 1/250, and so on and so forth. Or pwede rin siya na 6 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. So, it basically means na kung kung gaano kabilis yung shutter mo, ganon karaming light yung pwede magpasok in a certain period of time. Ganon. So, ang logic niya, the smaller your shutter speed, so mga 1/250, pataas, 1/6000, ganyan, mas maging crisp yung images mo kasi perfect siya for motion.
okay, yeah.
Pero, downside niya, dahil mabilis siya, konti lang yung light na magpasok. So, pag mabilis yung shutter speed mo, mas mag-dark yung photos mo. In contrast,
Okay,
wala mo yun.
okay, I see.
God, in contrast. Or,
In
on the
contrast.
other hand,
On the other hand, okay.
Contrary.
Contrary?
contrary daw yung Nibeya. Pag doon ka na sa mga mabaga like 1/60, 1/30, 1/50, ganyan, your shots will be brighter kasi mas matagal mag-close yung shutter mo, therefore mas maraming light na magpasok. Pero yung pictures mo maging blurry kasi matagal siya mag-close, so maraming motion yung makapture niya, therefore maging blurry siya. So, tip. My God, professional.
Tip top ano.
If mag-take ka ng landscape shots, or night shots like skyscrapers or ganyan, tapos pati na rin yung mga bodies of water, mas maganda kung mabagal yung shutter speed mo para magkaroon ka ng motion like light painting or water painting, ganyan. Pero pag like mga sports event or mga speech, ganyan, So, dapat mabilis yung shutter speed mo. Pero dapat, i-consider mo rin yung lighting ng lugar. Kasi kung madilim, tapos mabilis yung shutter speed mo, magdilim talaga photos mo. So, dyan magpasok yung ISO. Go, explain mo yung ISO.
Okay, very detailed na explanation ni Patrick. That- okay, for ISO would be talking about how sensitive your sensor is to light. So let's say for example, your maximum aperture was 3.5. Wow. Let's say your maximum aperture was 3.5. You're out at night shooting low light photography. But your maximum aperture to your lens is 3.5. And now, well, you want to take photos of someone, like portrait of someone, but it would cause a lot of micro jitters in your hand, especially when you're holding the camera out like this, maybe this. It would cause a lot of distortion within the subject. So, what you do in this time to compensate for the low light is you adjust your camera's ISO up to, it ranges from 100 to maybe 25,800, and some cameras can even go 512,000 of ISO. But the downside of increasing your ISO or your camera sensitivity to light is it adds digital noise, or the grain in your photos when you take pictures in low light. It sometimes gets annoying, but sometimes it's good. It's an aesthetic pleasing thing for your eye, but sometimes no, not at all. Okay, so that's basically it for the camera basics. Also some tips. Okay, so to sum it all up, aperture is the hole in your lens, which is the one that allows how much light there is in your from your lens to the shutter. While the shutter is the one that filters how much light goes into your camera in a specific amount of time. May it be a fraction of a second, or who knows, much more than 2 seconds or more. And the ISO is how sensitive your camera sensor is to light. So I'll explain that. So this is shutter speed right now. I have mine in 1/125 per second. And if I set it down to 1/640, it's darker because it's letting less light into the photo. Okay. And this is aperture. Aperture, I have mine at 4.0 right now. If I let it go down to around 10, it's really dark because it's not allowing much light into the photo. And here is ISO. I have mine at ISO 100, which is like one of the lowest setting, I think, in most cameras. So I have it at 100. If I set it to 200, it gets brighter. 400, 800, 1600, and so on and so forth. So you get the deal. You get the thing of the ISO. So that's it. That's for camera basics. Not a proper tutorial, but at least you could do something about it. You could use that knowledge to your advantage whenever you're taking photos, even with your cell phone. Kasi I think most cell phones right nowadays have like Pro mode, right? Yung
P30 Pro.
Yeah, P30 Pro. Yes, very great cell phone, but weird. It's memed basically. So you have your Pro mode cell phone. It basically allows you to adjust aperture and shutter speed, even ISO already. So most cell phones, I guess, you could have mobile photography, but it's a different feeling when you have a camera too. So it's up to you. It's your preference, by the way. I'm not telling you to switch to cameras because cameras are expensive, very expensive. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for the mini tutorial within a vlog, but it's a tutorial. Okay, so tapos na kami yun. Okay, that's so just finished editing everything, and I'm now gonna end the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just a short mini vlogtorial. I might continue vlogging over the course of the week, maybe or so, for the next few months, because the next 4 months I have like literally nothing to do, so I'm just gonna vlog and do some tutorials and all that. I might also do videos of my photo shoots, and I hope I'll do well. So hope to see you guys in the next video, and peace.